Aha! We got the pen back. Before we weren't using the pen, but now it's so easy to. Anyway, we're back, and I realize now I'm kind of far away with another review of a show. This show is special because why, Joy?
It had our god brother in it.
Yeah, why did it take you so long to say that? Like, you had to think about it. This is the program that he signed that says, Cherish Denise, that's my little name, thanks sis, and then Kyrie Walker, his little John Hancock there.
Hey, I just realized.
What?
Kate Baldwin's Advisory Council and Kelly O'Hara.
And Brian Darcy James. Yeah, Mommy and I talked about this.
Oh, did
already, yeah.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
So, yeah.
It was Off-Broadway.
About a week ago, we went to see Blues for an Alabama Sky.
Mm-hmm.
No idea about this show. Apparently, it's been a play for a long time. It's by a woman named Pearl Cleage. It's old.
Mm-hmm.
It's an old play. But it had never been done in New York before,
really?
I believe. Yeah, if I was reading correctly from in here. And so the director has done the show before in other places, just not in New York. And so now it's in New York. Our godbrother Kyrie, who we also saw most recently in the Public's Much Ado About Nothing, you know, the one that was televised with why did I forget her name? From Orange is the New Black, Danielle Brooks. With her. But yeah, he's in his show. We knew nothing about the show, but we went anyway for support. And also, every time I see a play, I'm like, oh my goodness, we must see more plays. We must see more plays.
No, we never did.
And this is one of those things that makes me go, we should see more plays. But we are going to see a play. We could talk about that a little later, I guess. So, Joy, would you like to do your review of
synopsis?
Yeah, I said review. Yeah, okay. Synopsis.
So, the synopsis is it's about these 4 friends, essentially in Harlem in 1930.
So 1930, I believe.
It's Prohibition.
Somewhere 1930, I believe.
Yeah, Prohibition. About these 2 friends, these 4 friends. One is like a lounge singer at like a Harlem nightclub.
As you were in Harlem back in the 30s.
And her roommate is this flamboyant
he's like a seamstress.
Yeah, he does the costumes for such nightclubs, and then they're friends with a social worker and a Harlem doctor.
A doctor.
So they're all black, young people, younger.
Except for Doctor.
Except for
Doc 41. I think.
Yeah, he's a bit older than them. They are living in Harlem, and it opens up with I forgot her name. Angel, who is it opens up with her, drunk and getting, help into her house from her friend and this mysterious stranger who saw them struggling in the street because she found out that her Italian boyfriend got married and she's upset about that for some reason. Anyway, so it's about these friends, and the seamstress tailor friend who does the costumes is always
His name is
Guy. He's always talking about going to Paris and showing all these costumes for Josephine Baker, and apparently they had like this deal that one day she'll take him over there. And you just kind of like, is this true? Like, does he really know her?
Don't think it's gonna happen.
Don't know her if he's being for real or if he's just living
like
this
a
grand
dreamer.
illusion.
Yeah.
Anyway, they get fired, and he's working extra hard on his costumes now because he always takes care of Angel, and that's his cousin, and things like that. But their friend Delia, who lives next door, is a social worker, and she's trying to open up a family planning clinic
with I forgot the woman's name, but she's a real person who started like the family planning in like Harlem. I for the life of me can't remember her name, which is horrible.
Yeah, she's, so she's a bit of like, she's the complete opposite of these guys. She doesn't go out at night really.
Mm-mm.
They're just good friends. They live in the same building and stuff like that. So basically, Angel's remembering that, some stranger helped him home, and he eventually comes around. His name is Leland. He is from Alabama. And, so when things start falling apart in this show, she kind of, Angel, you realize that she always kind of is planning something.
Mm-hmm.
So she kind of gets into a relationship with Leland to kind of secure her future because she can't find work.
Our god brother was Leland.
Yeah, she can't find work as a singer anymore, and so she's
like been like blacklisted.
Yeah, she gets,
and things are hard enough because it's 30s.
Yeah, she gets pregnant by Leland, and she's like, all right, that's fine. He'll just take care of me. Mm-hmm. Basically, because it's Josephine Baker thing, because guys always tell her, I'll take you with me when we go.
But it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Yeah, and you just kind of like, and basically she kind of starts double-crossing people and, just not being a very nice person. You realize that she's a bit of
she's an opportunist.
Yes, she's very much an opportunist. And so, and it does find out that, that Josephine Baker is really real to Guy, and that she does like his costumes, and she sends him, passage to France, to Paris.
I think it kind of telling the secret.
No. You don't think so? Oh, maybe. Well, let's just say she doesn't end up going to France.
She does not.
And
there was a murder.
There was a murder, and
I did not see it happening that way. I would say it started off a little slow.
Yeah, I would say that too.
It started off a little slow. I think once what's his face comes around Leland, finally like reveals himself. Then I think it started to get more interesting. We had great seats. We sat in the front row. It was a small house. It was at what do you call this theater?
King
Theater Row.
Theater Row, yeah.
And
one of the 5 theaters.
Yeah. So they're small, and I think it's only about like 8 rows back. I think it went, and it's very small, very small. So maybe it holds 100 people.
It's a bit, yeah.
It kind of reminds me of
a black box, but not really.
Yeah, but where we see Avenue Q at.
Oh yeah,
it kind of reminds me of New World Stages. It's maybe on like a smaller scale.
Yeah,
but. So we had really great seats. The set was very interesting. It's open, once you come into the auditorium, like it's open so you can see everything. And remember, I was like, Joe, I think that's two separate homes. I think those are supposed to be 2 separate homes. And he was like, I don't know, I'm not sure. And I was like, no, I think so. But I was right, it was. Because I'm assuming they lived in like a brownstone-ish, esque building. Probably was a brownstone. And, it's Guy's apartment, and then it's Delia's apartment, and then it's like a little hallway, and then they have like this kind of like drop down walkway that they use as like the street, like it's supposed to be like the street in front of like their building. It was fine. They had the time appropriate like couches and things, and Guy's apartment was very like kind of like cluttered a bit because there's all the sewing and the fabrics and then Delia's apartment was tidy, I guess. A table and things like that. I have to say,
and she's like very rarely home.
Yeah,
she's working. So.
She works a lot. Guy, I don't even know. I spent the whole time being like, he's like a protector. He's he takes care of his friend, his cousin, and but he's also very like you think the way the character's presented is like you want to believe that these good things are going to happen to him, but you're also like maybe he's too big of like a dreamer, and so you're like building up that you're going to be crushed for him, but you don't. I mean, you do feel a little crushed for him because like his friendship dissolves, like, and you're like, oh man, but that didn't happen. And I did not see what happened with Angel going to happen. She just got more unlikable and more unlikable as the show went on. I was like, oh my goodness, which is very testament to the actress's name. Her name is Alfie, I believe. Alfie Fuller. Yeah, she just did a. So apparently, the show's ending is not how it's been done other times. There were a lot of our like family was there to see the show, like when we went because we were, going to support Kyrie, and one of the family friends was saying, so the woman next to her was like talking, and she was saying how the ending was like different, and I would like to see how it, it differed. She didn't say how it differed. I don't know if the woman didn't explain, or because I don't think they were talking to her specifically. Maybe she was like ear hustling. But yeah, I would like to know how. I would like to know how it differed, because that ending came out of like left field. I'm like, wow, I guess Kyrie really is an actor, huh? It was so shocking and astonishing, and just kind of like, I mean, I kind of knew that there would be a murder. I kind of knew who I thought was gonna die did not. Like, cause it's kind of set up. They show you the gun. You're like, ooh, that's gonna be used. What's it called? Chekhov's gun. Yeah. Like they show you it. It's gonna be used. Or you better like.
Like if a gun's gonna go off, you better see it in the first act.
So yeah. I was like, ooh, okay. Our godbrother played like Leland, who's this like Alabama like transplant. He's a widower. Oh my goodness, he like, it's so interesting. He like transforms into someone who like. I wasn't looking at him like, oh man, that's Kyrie. Like, I'm like, he really is somebody different. First of all, he grew this like mustache, and he held his like lips differently, and he's using this like southern accent that he does not have. He's a Brooklyn boy, and it's like, oh my goodness, it was so great to see. His character was so very endearing, but also kind of like annoying. But I mean, he's very much a product of his like time. He's like religious. He but also kind of like misogynistic and a bit like pushy and kind of like ugh. And his character also did like a 360.
I would say though, for a small company and like like more of a lower budget show, that they did have a lot of costume changes.
Yeah, I really did like the costumes because they were very like.
I would say like they've been used before.
Oh yeah.
Definitely, for sure.
They were great.
We were sitting up front, so I could definitely see like the wear and tear of their costumes.
The wear and tear.
But they had a lot of costume changes, especially Guy and Angel.
They
did a lot of costume changes.
It was great. Doc was played by a Sheldon Woodley, and he's like, he delivers like all the babies in Harlem essentially. Yeah. He was like great. He's like an older man in his like 40s, I would say. And he was in Miss Evers' Boys. Interesting, Joe. We should go back and watch it. Yeah. Oh, and he was in Ruined. Maybe we saw him.
Yeah. Most likely did.
Yeah. He was also great. Doc, I didn't think I would like in the beginning. He was kind of like annoying, but as the show went on, I started to like Doc more too. And I especially loved his relationship with like Angel, how it kind of. They were like, not Angel, Delia. Like how his relationship ended up with Delia was great. Delia was like the character I kind of like gelled with from the moment. I'm like, oh my god, it's us. She was like, she's home. She doesn't like drink.
She goes to work. She goes home. She likes to go out to eat every now and then.
She was great. She, and Delia was played by a Jasmine with 2 N's, Johnson. If anyone's interested, she'll be seen in season 2 of Netflix The Politician. And she is a Juilliard graduate. So, she was in the African Mean Girls play too. Interesting. She was great. I loved her. Like her, I don't know. I just kind of like gelled with her like immediately. Of course, like it is tragically for her too. I'm like, oh man. But yeah,
this is kind of one of those plays. It's just like, is anybody truly gonna be happy? when you think of the time, it's already hard enough. The Prohibition era. It's the 30s, so it's like the Depression going on. And then, like, they're black on top of it. And it's just kind of like, but I like how they found moments to have fun. They found time to, get together. And, it's just kind of, it's nice to see
the drama.
Shows about black folks that aren't necessarily
about their, like, struggles.
Yeah,
gotcha.
These poor black folks.
I mean, granted, they were poor and they were struggling, but it kind of wasn't.
Yeah, not in the.
There was more to it.
Yeah, you saw them living. You saw them, with their. You saw them, wear nice clothes. You saw that they had dreams and aspirations, and were working and things like that. And I just like that. But so if you want to see a cute, drama, has this funny moment.
It does.
I would go to theater. I want to go see it.
Yeah, I would agree. I co-sign.
Apparently, it's a book, right?
Was it? Okay, I'll read what the director said. He said, blah 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 blah. He says, "I'm honored that Pearl Cleage, the writer, has entrusted me with her beautiful play that has touched so many people across the country and overseas for the past 25 years." So the show is about 25 years old, so a little bit younger than us. He said his journey began over 10 years ago when he was directing. He was the directing fellow at Kenny Leon's True Colors Theater Company in Atlanta. He said he remembers how everyone was so excited about the upcoming auditions. It was the talk of the town. Blah, blah, blah. He said, "I decided to read the play. I instantly understood why every actor wanted to speak these musical words and embody these revolutionary characters." Agreed. They had great language. Like, the writer in me was like, okay, all right. Because it's like, I love historical, and I love that it took place in Harlem, and I love that it
so much history.
Yeah, so much like that they throw in there. Yeah, it's like, aha. He said he was originally drawn to the play because of the humanity of Guy and Angel, and Sam and Delia and Leland. I was inspired by their faith, their vision, their passion, and resilience in a world that constantly tells them no. It was the first time I felt like I had encountered a play where I could immediately identify with the character's persistence, determination, and relentlessness. In other words, I saw a piece of myself in each of these people. I can see that too. I think that I really enjoyed this play. Fast forward a few years, I'm living in New York City, and I realized the play has never been done here. That is when I had a vision that I was supposed to be the director to champion Pearl and to direct the first New York production of this extraordinary play. He says, after a series of rejections and being told my dream was unrealistic, I remained relentless in my pursuit. I refused to believe that a story about real people living on the precipice of a renaissance and a depression. Right at the same time, I didn't even think about that. It was a renaissance and a depression in Harlem specifically. While also grappling with homophobia, religion, and women having agency over their own bodies. Y'all, let me tell you, Angel does some things you're like, ooh, sis. Wow. and the homophobia is also something they talk about a lot, because Guy was he a homosexual, as he describes himself. Yeah. And Angel is very interesting because she did not consider herself religious, which is like kind of sacrilege when you think about the time and where she's from. And Leland was like the complete opposite. He was extremely religious. I would love a follow-up from Pearl Cleage about how she like an alternate.
I would like a sequel to this story, kind of like how A Raisin in the Sun, how someone took A Raisin in the Sun, they gave us Clybourne Park, and they gave us the black family that now lives in that house.
See that?
We need that. We need that.
So yeah, that was basically what that L.A. Williams is the I think that's how you pronounce it, right? L.A. Williams? La Williams? L.A. Williams.
L.A. probably.
Yeah.
But it was cute though.
Yeah. So great.
Yeah, so speaking of us seeing plays,
where we going next?
We're gonna go see a Soldier's play.
Yeah.
With Blair Underwood and
later this week.
And well, who else is in it? Blair Underwood and
From Porgy and Bess and a lot of other things.
David Allen.
Yeah, him and
someone else, right? Is Mufasa in it?
Mufasa?
No, James Earl Jones.
No. A younger person, yes.
Now I'm forgetting who's in it. Anyway, we're gonna go see a Soldiers play.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, we'll be seeing Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
The week after Soldiers play.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be seeing Beetlejuice. Which I'm excited to see because it is closing in the summer, sadly. We did want to see it.
Yeah.
And we get to see it. And we get to go with our old high school.
So, thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. I don't think we say this a lot, but, we see the views, and thank you for watching and for your thumbs up and, the occasional comment. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So and, because I think we're coming up on a year of having this channel.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's so much more content we want to do. We just have to find the time to do it.
Yeah.
And because we definitely want to try to do a Broadway t-shirt content. We have so many Broadway t-shirts. It definitely tells stories.
Yeah.
Definitely know how old we are about the t-shirt. Yeah. But there's that, and then there's so much more we want to do.
If you guys have anything you'd like us to, like address or like talk about or show or anything like that, please let us know. We'd be happy to oblige at some point in time.
I know we're not like fancy like graphic people, but we'll have fun on YouTube. So there's that.
Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.